Freshwater. Our mission is in our name. And when you live in the land of more than 10,000 lakes, you're surrounded by fresh water. In our lakes and rivers, flowing from our taps, and in the groundwater we all rely on. But the downside of being awash in fresh water, it's easy to take it for granted. We just assume it'll always be here, to sustain us, entertain us, and maintain our way of life.
At Freshwater, our goal is to empower people to protect and improve our water. So how can we educate and engage more people, helping them understand that everyone plays a role in a clean water future? How can we share our passion for fresh water in a way that captures the attention of more Minnesotans to protect this vital resource? That was the inspiration for Art for Water.
Art for Water is part of the Minnesota Water Stewards program. Artists explore water science and community engagement, sparking new ideas and ways to create interactive public art. Art that educates and inspires to ensure healthy, plentiful fresh water for years to come.
When you think about it, we all live on waterfront property. Water flowing off our lawns and down the street to storm drains travels through a system of pipes and tunnels, unfiltered, directly into lakes and streams. Some leaves and debris naturally enter lakes and streams, providing food for algae and other life. But when lots of food flows off of our streets, it can be too much of a good thing, making lakes sick. One simple action we can take for healthy water is to remove leaves, grass clippings, and other debris from street curbs and storm drains. Here's Art for Water artist Gino Oko to show us how he can help us remember this.
Hi, my name is Gino Oko. I'm a local artist. I specialize in murals, and I found out about the Art for Water program through Freshwater. I came out here to create image on the drain to show, for people to be mindful of the trash that's laid on the ground and the leaves. So, as a community, we work together and we help clean up our streets. The experience was really fun because my hope is to get people to be more inspired to clean up the storm drain closest towards their home. They don't have to even go, to the other side of the street. Anyone closest to you, and hopefully they would also want a painting on their own storm drain, so it makes it more interesting to look at, and you always remember and you always want to pay attention to it and clean it up. It's a sense of accomplishment, and it's a sense of doing my part for the community. So because with me being an artist, I always try to find a way of okay, how can my art also benefit the community? So doing something like this with art and storm drain and bringing attention is a really good feeling, and I feel as though I'm doing my part to help my community and in society as well.
Another artist in our Art for Water program is Ian Nystrom. Ian's sculpture work takes us in another direction. Ian spent countless hours working with scrap materials from his day job to create this piece, soon to be installed along the Mississippi River. Here is Beth Carreño from Rice Creek Watershed District to tell us more about her experience as a sponsor of Artist Stewards.
We recruited 2 local artists to help us form new connections with the public around water. We know that a lot of different mediums work. You want to try to communicate in a lot of different ways with the public, and art is a very powerful tool that we have. A lot of people connect with water through their feelings, and that's also how they connect with art. And so we were really excited to be able to kind of approach that water education, water relationship through the art context. One of our artists, we were really excited. Ian is a sculptor, and he went through the freshwater training for the Water Stewards program, and it really got him thinking.
One of my big takeaways that I wanted to share with people that'll see the sculpture is this different way of looking at the river and the watershed and the water sources, and thinking about it less as kind of this big monolithic river and more as all the individual points of runoff and different water sources that join together to make up the whole at the end. That was one of the really insightful things about the course, and one of the things that I wanted to highlight with the piece that I was putting together.
Next, let's meet Presley Martin. Presley is an avid paddler, exploring along riverbanks and under freeways, in places where waste accumulates.
He creates sculptures from trash he collects along the way. Most recently, he produced a field guide to plastics found in the Mississippi, helping us all see just how much pollution flows into the river.
When I first started coming down to the creek, thinking about it as my neighborhood, I started seeing how it was the center of the neighborhood and how people used it every day as a place, as nature, probably just being close to water and just I guess being by water and the way it sort of heals and connects you to nature.
That was Ryan Siebold. He recognizes that the creek in his neighborhood is the center of his community.
That's why he created a community-led education series called Water Table, where kids, and kids at heart, can explore and learn about the communities that thrive in a healthy creek ecosystem.
Our next Art for Water artist is Erica Finney. Erica chased her curiosity to the shores of Bassett Creek, creating a coloring book field guide that explores the communities and history of the creek. There is just so much creativity in our Art for Water program. This is Madeline Helling. She creates puppets larger than life, as well as small finger puppets. Her Art for Water project features critters she and her son observed living in, on, or near the water. She is developing puppet shows to help people meet and learn to care for these communities. In her Art for Water project, Sarah Udvig thought big. Her labor-intensive project, Ripple Effect, involved moving and arranging tons of multicolored rocks over 100 yards of beach to create a drop of water best viewed from high above.
Then there's Ben Weaver. Ben is a poet, songwriter, and philosopher who bikes along the Mississippi River, offering mini concerts of his original songs to connect people with water.
I happen to be an artist, but that's a pretty broad term, and I'm thankful for the chance to use the gifts that I was given to help other people connect with the water. And it just made me think about how I think a lot of us have, myself included, like pretty theoretical relationships with water and with the earth right now, and we're waking up, and that's important. But for water to be the way that it is, where it can change shape and form and pace, and it's so disruptible, and it never loses its essence. It never changes who it is, but it changes its form or its noise or its tune.
With the help of talented artists like Ben and the many others you've seen today, we are waking up to our relationship with water and with the earth, and that's important.
Art for Water is touching lives, connecting and engaging people to learn from each other.
Hi, my name is Shania Matson. I'm an artist, a writer, and a cultural and community organizer. It's great that artists get a chance to learn more about science, policy, and land use, because that only makes us more connected and more informed about the work that we're doing with water. But it's also a really great opportunity for community organizations to learn from artists how to engage one another, how to deepen those relationships, and how to make science and policy more real and more impactful in our communities.
Art is a language that speaks to people in a way that science and data never could. So using art to bring attention to our water resources is just a wonderful way to connect with so many different communities and residents around the watershed. Through the Art and Water program, our streams and lakes in our watershed are going to be the subject of a coloring book. And we think that's just such a fun and unique way to connect and engage with both children and adults in our watershed. And we're just so grateful to be part of that program.
Itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Isn't that one of the first things that we learned about water and how water flowed? Through a song. Art is definitely an important means to communicating about how important water is. We all know if we don't care about something, we're not going to take care of it. And we all need water to survive.
I think we can all agree that there's nothing more essential to life than fresh water. And we appreciate the necessity and the power of art in our lives.
Bringing these two forces together is what Art for Water is all about. We can't wait to see what other great work our artists can accomplish for the sake of fresh water and for the health and safety of us all.